All right, so one thing you need to know is that your Cricut machine is not a printer. It will not print the image for you. You do need to have a home printer connected to your computer or your iPad or whatever you're using to make your design, okay? So with that being said, this is the printer that I use. It's an HP Deskjet 3636, but it's the same one as 3630. All right, so now let's get to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload an image to use for this example. I'll use this one. Okay, so you wanna always upload as complex because you will be printing it. If you do simple, it's gonna start taking away the image quality and the color. So always complex when you're doing print and cut. So I don't have to do anything else to the image because it's already in a transparent background. So then I do want to hit preview to see how good it's going to cut on the edges, because sometimes it has like a lot of little dots and it's going to cut every single dot. So always preview your image and then make sure you clean it up if you have to. So continue, and this is where I save it as save as print, then cut image. You don't want to do this one. Name it if you want to. Mine's already, it has a good name. So save. And then I'm going to insert it to my okay, so this is the image. Resize it as big as you want, small, whatever you want to do with it. If it's just the image that you're cutting, then just send it to cut. But if you're thinking something more like a tag or something, then you need to put something on the back. For example, I'm just gonna make it simple, a circle. Change it white, and then move to the back, and then I'm going to flatten if this is what you want. Okay, so if not, then just, I don't know, whatever you're going to do, that's up to you. So when you make it, your printer is going to print this page. This is your page that's going to print. It's going to print this black square around the image. These are your registration marks. Okay, this is what your Cricut machine is going to read to know what to cut. So let me unflatten it. Okay, so you see it got smaller. It got smaller because it's only going to print the lion. If you want to, if you say, oh, actually I want more, then you could click here and do 4, and then it's going to keep adding more. Okay, so Cricut Design Space only lets you print up to a certain size for your image and on the page. So if you make your image really large, you're going to get a yellow triangle right here. If I click it, it says you need to reduce your image to 6.75 by 9.25 or less. Okay, so insert a square. So then what you're going to do is resize it to that size. So it's 6.75 on width, and then for the height, unlock it, and then you put 9.25. Write this down, put it on a sticky note, or just make the image really large, and then it's going to tell you the measurements right here. And let me see. Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, 9.25. There it is. So then I'm going to come to the front. Okay, this, I fit my if this was the case, I'll fit my image as big as I can, hide the rectangle, and then click make it. So you see it got really big. So here are some things you want to remember. So unfortunately, the machine is not going to, I don't know, for print and cut, it's not the smartest. So let's say I want to do it this size and save this page, the rest of the paper for later. It's not going to work because it's always going to do it vertically, and it's not like when you're cutting an image that you could rotate it and move it around. You could only do it like this. So remember, you're going to have all this left over. And I mean, if it's cardstock, sometimes I don't really mind, but when it's sticker paper or vinyl, printable vinyl, that's something that I really want to get the most out of. So one thing I try to do is to plan all my projects ahead of time. But let's say, for example, this was the only project you're doing and it's on sticker paper. One thing I like to do is I like to keep my stickers in handy, my logo stickers. I fill up the page with as much as I can. And then I also have my mail truck stickers that I made on my Silhouette Studio. And depending on the order, sometimes I like to do something like fragile, handle with care. And of course, it'll look better, but you know, just for the purpose of this, just to take up the space. Okay, and then flatten. And I have myself a sticker that says fragile, handle with care. So there it is. So we know it fits inside the magic rectangle, but you need to attach everything, because if you don't, let me show you what's going to happen. Whoa, that's a big project. Yes, you're gonna get this message a lot when you're doing print and cut. So just be patient. So you see, everything did not come in one page because, like I said, I don't know. It's not, I don't know. It's not the smartest thing at, you know, trying to guess what you're trying to do. So that's why it's really important for you to select everything and attach or flatten, whichever one. You know, you could always detach and you could always unflatten. The only thing you cannot undo is weld. So these two you could always undo. So then now when you hit make it, always save your projects, please. Always save your projects, especially when it's something print and cut this large. Always save it, because I've had times when it's just loading and loading and loading for, like, I'm not gonna lie, like an hour or more. You know, I go and do other stuff to see if it loads, and it doesn't. So then I have to close the project and open it up again. So here we go. You see, now it's in one page and you're using all of your sticker paper. Okay, and that's it. So another thing is detach, delete everything. So that's the little trick I have about using the whole sticker paper. If it's cardstock, I mean, you could use the cardstock leftover for another project, but mainly when it's sticker paper or something else. So going back to the circle, anything that you color, let's say I want to make the circle purple, of course, and then if I flatten this, it's going to print out the purple circle and then the lion. So if you want to add text, you have to flatten it. Well, let me unflatten. You have to flatten everything. Flatten. And there it is. That's what it's going to cut. It's going to print out and it's going to cut the circle around. Okay, so that's a whole different topic. Also, there's you know, it's a circle and it says no fill. If you put print, if you go to print type and then you go pattern, there's so many beautiful patterns that you could choose from. I don't know if it's just my computer, but it takes a time to upload. So you have patterns that you could upload, and then you have patterns that Cricut comes with. Okay, so this is, let me see, I'll try this polka dot one. And then you could filter by colors, like, well, I want all the pinks, and then I want all the grays, and it will show you everything containing gray and pink, because I didn't unselect pink. So now it's all gray, and now I want all colorful ones. So that's what, oh, they're not polka dots, they are actually sprinkles. So now let's see, if you want to do something like this, it's going to print out the sprinkles. And if you don't want fill, then it's just gonna cut the circle. It's not going to print the circle. Let's go ahead and print this lion just for the sample. So then once you have your image, you press continue, and then you're gonna go ahead and click send to printer. This is where you select your printer. So this is my printer. That's what I'm gonna click on. So then it says add bleed. So add bleed means that it's going to print, it's going to add a little layer of color around the image in case the cut is a little off. It doesn't look white. Okay, so it still gets a little bit of the color and it kind of blends in. So I always leave it on. I leave it on unless I'm printing like stickers that have a white background already, a white edge. I don't add bleed because you don't need bleed on something that has a white edge. So then I always click on use system dialog and then click print. So if you just click print, it's going to print how you have the settings. So then if you click use system dialog, it opens this box, and then you go to preferences, and then this is where you could change the settings. So I always have mine at print quality best because I print a lot, and then I just change the paper. So I'm printing on 65-pound cardstock. So I like to use one of these two options because it adds more color to the image. But if you're doing glossy photo paper, or so depending on your printer, you might want to test these out and see which one is better for you. Once you have your selections, click OK, and then make sure your paper is loaded on your printer, and then go ahead and click print. So while it's printing, you could choose your material. So I'm going to do medium cardstock for mine. Okay, so my page is already all printed. You can't really see the bleed because the color is solid, but usually it's about this much. Okay, so then if you have depending on your image, it might look like a little, you'll notice it once you cut a different image. So now that we have our page printed, we could put it into our mat. So then go ahead and load it into your mat as close as you can to the edge. My mat is a little old, so I'm going to use my, whatever this thing is called, I don't know, roller. Okay, there it is. Now we can load it into our machine. Okay, so then we just load it into the machine. And we already have our material selected, so then we just put it to cut. Okay, so this is where the machine is reading the registration marks. Once it reads that, then it's going to cut the image out. Okay, now that it's done, take out the paper. You have your printed image ready for your project. So I hope I answered all of your questions. If you still have doubts or confusion, go ahead and leave me a comment. Message me, follow me on Instagram. I answer questions faster there, and it's easier to help you there because we could share videos. So yeah, thank you for watching.
Alright guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you're not, hit that post notification bell. That way you can never miss out on any upload. Bye!